Hello and welcome to Nerd Subculture. I'm your host Jarrod.
And I'm Edwina.
And this is how you're watching that again movie review. Or is that what it is? Or we're just doing a Halloween themed review out today, Eddie?
Yes.
Yeah, Halloween themed. Today, I guess you saw the thumbnail, we're doing Cabin in the Woods, starring Christine Connolly, Chris Hemsworth, Anna Hutchinson, Fran Krantz, Jesse Williams, Richard Jenkins, Bradley Whitfield, and a few others I'm not going to mention because there's a lot of people in this film. Written by Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard and directed by Drew Goddard. Over to you, Eddie.
Warning, this is a full spoiler podcast. If you haven't seen the movie, please come back when you have. We're discussing our favourite movies that we've seen way too many times and why we love them.
Yes, and we do love this one, don't we?
Yes. So this was my pick because this is the movie that I like to watch on Halloween.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly rewatchable film.
Mm.
Because there are so many little details that you will miss. And also this is a movie you need to go into this movie completely and utterly blind.
Yeah, I think that helps.
To fully enjoy it. But on second viewing, you will just pick up all these little what do you even call it? Little references, like
idiosyncrasies, Easter eggs,
like little. Like you're like, oh, that's, like these tiny little, all these details that you probably don't notice on the first watch, but when you watch it for a second or third time, you'll pick it up. Like this time around, I picked up new things that I hadn't seen before. And it was like the trope of, they always drop the knife.
Yeah. Oh, you never noticed that?
What I didn't notice is she drops the knife, but the reason why she drops the knife is because they push a button to electrify the knife so that she drops it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I never really noticed that before. Yeah. Why do they always drop the knife? So how I found this movie, because this movie had a bit of a turbulent production. Not necessarily production.
I think the production was fine. It was the release that had issues.
Yeah, the release had issues. So MGM, who had funded the movie, went bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
And
so they weren't able to pay for distribution of the film. That was what sort of screwed them over.
Yeah. So it was filmed in like 2009 and it sat on a shelf until like the end of 2011 going into 2012. And I think part of the reason that kind of helped with it getting released was that Joss Whedon and Chris Hemsworth had gotten this huge success off the back of the Thor movies and Avengers. There was a lot of hype around them.
I think it was mainly Chris Hemsworth's stardom had sort of...
Yeah, it was
that
on
was
the rise,
a little more marketable, I think. We can sort of promote that and you have him center of the poster,
Yeah. And then, so Lionsgate bought the distribution rights and we eventually got it. It didn't get much. It did pretty well at the box office.
I mean, it wasn't a smash hit, but it did seem to recoup its losses somewhat. It's always hard to gauge the financial success of films because it's always it had a $30 million budget, and I think worldwide it got in like nearly $70 million. Yeah, which seems it's not a flop, but it's not a huge success. So I don't make what you will of that, So I can't make heads or tails of that sometimes. If it made like over 100 mil, then I think that would be a success and be its own franchise.
It didn't lose money, but it was set up so that it couldn't be a franchise.
Yeah.
This movie. That was the other thing. That was probably what also put them off distributing it, is that this movie could not be a franchise.
Yeah.
Unless actually you probably could do prequels.
Prequels. There's always
it would kind of defeat the purpose of this movie, because it did have a purpose, because this is a love-hate letter to horror movies.
Yeah.
And horror movie tropes. And the voyeurism around horror movies. And also the state of where horror movies were at in 2009, to be honest.
We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, I'll go into that in more detail.
So can you remember the first time you watched this?
Yeah,
we watched this together. I think you said to me, can you go download this movie?
Yeah, so it didn't get a theatre. I don't remember it getting a big theatre release in Australia.
Yeah, I think it was very limited,
It was very limited, so it would have been only at like what we call your sort of independent cinemas. It didn't go to like Hoyts or Village, which are our big movie distributor was in like the smaller,
Reading,
Nova,
Nova, yeah.
like the small
The
little.
Greater Union, is that still there? Or is that
Oh,
gone?
that's long gone. Long gone, babe. So these much smaller independent cinemas would have been playing it. We don't really have one near us. And I was
No.
also, I think, quite heavily pregnant at this time.
There's the one in Yarraville, I think, but I'm not sure what. I think they show more arty-farty movies there.
Yeah, probably that Sun.
Yeah, the Sun Theatre, yeah.
Sun Theatre, yeah. It was probably playing there.
Yeah. I'll probably play it now, actually. We're coming up, maybe.
But yeah, so not a huge release in Australia. So yeah, I think I asked you, and as I said, I think I was pregnant. So in 2011, yeah, like it was.
Was that a problem, or you couldn't stomach a film like that, or?
Well, not that I couldn't stomach. It's the fact that I had the bladder the size of a pea, so I could not sit through a film without. Like, there was just no point in going to the cinemas because I would have to get up and pee at some point. So around the time of this was released, I was very heavily pregnant. So yeah, wasn't up to going to the cinemas. I think when it was released on
Blu-ray, I think.
Blu-ray,
we bought it on Blu-ray.
DVD.
Yeah.
I think
We've got it.
Have we got it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's there.
Yeah. So I think did we just buy it on?
I honestly can't remember. Maybe we just bought it.
Yeah, I think we might have just bought it on DVD, on Blu-ray to actually watch it.
Yeah.
Like without actually seeing it first, just based on the fact based on the fact that it was Joss Whedon. Did I ask you to download it first? I actually can't remember how this.
I can't remember either. I'm going to be honest with you.
And it wouldn't have been an easy movie to download because there's actually a lot of movies and stuff called The Cabin in the Woods or A Cabin in the Woods.
There are actually a lot of horror films with the word cabin in it.
Like it's not
surprisingly. Yeah.
It was hard to even find it on IMDb because there were so many Cabin in the Woods.
Okay, I don't think it was that
movies.
hard, but
I found it eventually. Well, because I knew the year of release, but there was lots and lots of titles with Cabin in the Woods, and the same on the streaming services when I was searching for it. Lots of titles called Cabin in the Woods. Yeah. Anyway, did you want to do?
All right, do the summary and get back to that.
Yeah.
In an underground facility, engineers Sitson and Hadley oversee preparations for a mysterious ritual. They coordinate with other global operations, but after hearing that the Swedish team has failed, only the American and Japanese operations remain, leaving them feel uneasy. Meanwhile, 5 stereotypical college friends, Dana, Kurt, Jules, Holden and Marty, head to a remote cabin for a weekend getaway. Unbeknownst to them, the cabin is rigged with surveillance equipment, gas vents, and hidden mechanisms that manipulate their behaviour. The group has unknowingly become part of a controlled experiment designed to replicate a classic horror movie scenario. During a game of Truth or Dare, the cabin's basement door pops open and Dana is dared to enter it. In the basement, she calls everyone down to look at all the eerie relics and artifacts. Dana reads from an old diary summoning the Buckner family, undead, torture-loving rednecks who become their doom. Jules, embodying the whore archetype, dies first when she is decapitated by one of the Buckners. Marty, the fool, is dragged away by a Buckner but was showing signs that something weird was going on with some of his friends acting out of character and hearing voices. Kurt, the athlete, tries to jump a canyon on his motorcycle to escape but crashes into a hidden force field. Holden, the scholar, is stabbed through the neck while driving and crashes the RV into a lake. As Dana, the virgin, becomes the final girl and battles for her life, the underground facility celebrates. This is short-lived as they get a call that the full Marty is not dead. Marty, who has been immune to all the manipulation, comes to the rescue of Dana. He has discovered an elevator hidden beneath the cabin, and with no other options, they decide to descend into the facility. There they find hundreds of cage monsters, each linked to a different horror relic from the basement that the staff could have unleashed. When the guards try to kill them, they unleash the monsters, leading to total mayhem and slaughter throughout the facility. They eventually reach the control room, where the director explains that the ritual is meant to appease giant ancient gods, the Ancient Ones. Each archetype must die in a specific order, or the gods will destroy humanity. Dana is faced with a decision to kill Marty to complete the ritual, but is attacked by a werewolf. The director attacks Marty as he argues that maybe the world isn't worth saving. The director is killed, and the ritual time runs out. Marty and Dana share a final moment of acceptance as the ground trembles and a colossal hand bursts from the earth, signaling the end of humanity. The end. Roll credits.
Cue 9 Inch Nails.
Cue 9 Inch Nails.
Sorry, weren't you saying this the other day, is that you have to end a dramatic...
Oh, TV show with a 9 Inch Nails. Well, there's been two. They did it in Rick and Morty and Invincible.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So where do you want to begin? Want to begin with the cast of characters?
Yeah, the casts.
Cast and characters.
Cast and characters, yeah.
Well, why we're also doing this is because it's a Drew Goddard. Is it Goddard?
Goddard, yeah.
Goddard.
Drew
Goddard and Joss Whedon project. Drew worked on both Buffy and Angel, but probably more recently he worked on the Daredevil TV show and High Potential. And the last movie that he directed was Fast Times at the El Royale.
Yes. I have not seen that film.
I have.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
Looks fun, actually.
Yeah, it's good.
But he's only directed 2 films.
Yeah.
Yeah, this and that one.
Yep, and Chris Hemsworth is in both.
Yeah.
And not as the main character either, by the way. Joss Whedon, we all know his tale. I think this is around about the height of his career.
Yeah. Because he would go on to do, Avengers in 2012.
So when this was released, he was working on Avengers.
Mm-hmm. Then he would go to do Avengers 2, and then
he got fired.
Did he get fired?
Yeah.
He got fired, and then he did Justice League. Well, I don't think he can really take blame for that. I think it's had to take over someone else's work and then completely redo it.
I think there's a bit more behind that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think everyone sort of moved on from that movie.
Yeah. But yeah, Chris Hemsworth, probably the most famous actor in this film, playing the jock. But it's funny because he's not actually a jock.
Well, see, they kind of said that, but I kind of didn't buy it because it's only really what Marty said, that he's acting like a jock. I didn't really think he was, though. I kind of didn't buy that part of the story.
Yeah.
Because he seemed pretty blokey, and he was throwing a ball at the start, don't forget.
Yeah.
So he kind of seemed very jockey, to be honest. And it's Chris fucking Hemsworth.
Yeah.
That one I didn't find. Though I did read that Fran Kranz, so supposedly he's actually completely fucking ripped.
Yes. So that's why he doesn't take his shirt off.
When they're doing the swimming scene, he doesn't swim, and he's wearing very loose clothing throughout because it'd be hard to sell him as the fool if he's completely ripped.
Yeah. I think he was more ripped than
Chris Hemsworth. That's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. I did read that.
At this stage? I think Chris Hemsworth had that little cameo in Star Trek. People often forget he was in that.
Yeah.
At the beginning as Captain Kirk's father.
Yes. Yep, so we've got Kristen Connolly. She's sort of our final girl, Dana.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't actually seen anything that she's been in recently, but she was in The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is her most recent credit.
It seems like most of these actors have had pretty steady careers.
That Fran Kranz, like we know him, he's a Whedon.
He's a Whedon actor.
Whedon actor. He was in Dollhouse as a Topher.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he was also in that Much Ado About Nothing project that Joss did as a little side project.
Okay, yeah.
As another little Buffy alum, you've got Tom Lenk, who's Jonathan from Buffy. He makes a little cameo appearance as Ronald. And
I think that's
Ronald
something,
the intern.
That's something I picked up on the rewatch. Like, he's in Buffy.
Yeah.
I maybe thought he looked familiar, but hadn't put two and two together that he's in Buffy. Yeah. He seems to be playing the same dweeby character as well.
Yeah. And Amy Acker is also in it.
Another Whedon actor.
So she's from Angel and Dollhouse. You probably would know her also from Person of Interest.
What do they call her? Cocoa Puffs. What is that saying? Crazy for Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, she's a bit nuts in.
Yeah, is it like
Yeah.
a reference to ad or something, maybe?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
she's crazy for Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah.
Another actor, the actress who played Jules, Anna Hutchinson.
Who I looked up her credits and I went, she's a Kiwi.
She's a Kiwi.
Straight up. Do you
And
know
you
how
know-
I knew that she was a Kiwi
How?
without even looking at her bio?
What?
She was in her first acting credit, Shortland Street.
I'm almost certain it's in the New Zealand Constitution that every single actor has to be in that fucking show.
Yeah.
Still going. 5,000 episodes. Do you want to binge that one day, Eddie?
Absolutely not.
How
Absolutely
do you
not.
binge a show like that? Could
Yeah.
it be done? I mean, I suppose it can be done, but oh god, you probably need a lobotomy after it or something, won't you?
Yeah.
A soapy
she
show like
was-
that.
Well, also looking at her credits, she was in Spartacus.
Yes, she was.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was filmed in New Zealand,
Yes.
so I think most New Zealand actors were in that as well.
Yeah.
That's a show that's sort of been forgotten, but that was a great show.
Yes, you do like to talk about that. And then you've got Richard Jenkins and Bradley Whitford, who were Stinson and Hadley.
Yeah.
So Stinson, I know him as the dad from 6 Feet Under.
Okay. That guy has been acting since the 70s.
Yeah.
And I think he's kind of slowed down a bit now. He's heading towards his 80s, so he's still got a few projects coming up, but he doesn't seem to be as busy the last few years as he has been.
Yeah, he normally
past.
plays the dad.
Yeah.
He's the dad in Step Brothers.
Hmm.
Yeah, and 6 Feet Under. He's the dad. He kind of haunts the narrative
Yeah.
kind of character. And Bradley Whitford, probably most famous role was in The West Wing.
The antagonist in Billy
Yep.
Madison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah.
And
I remember him from Revenge of the Nerds as well.
oh, okay.
2, the second one.
Oh, I don't remember him from that. I remember him from Get Out. He's the dad in
He's
Get
the dad
Out.
in Get Out,
Yeah.
yeah. And Handmaid's Tale as well.
Oh, Waterford, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Not Waterford. Is it Waterford?
Yes. No.
No, that's the main one. It's the one that she goes to later, that he's on their side sort of thing.
Yeah, but he's like the creator of
Yeah.
all the Handmaids.
I still think he said he'd vote for Obama 3 times if he could.
Yeah, that was in Get Out.
That was Get Out.
Yeah.
So really, a pretty solid cast of
Yeah.
actors.
One more person we'll mention.
Oh, the scholar.
Oh no.
No, Jesse Williams.
Jesse Williams. Yeah. So he's probably biggest thing is he was in Grey's Anatomy.
Mm. He's in something at the moment too. I keep seeing advertisements for. I'm not sure what some
so
show.
he's in over 250 episodes of Grey's Anatomy.
God. Is that show still going?
Yeah, it's going into season 20 or something.
Is it it's just past the point of no return where they just have to keep making it now?
I guess if it's still getting people in to
Mm.
watch it.
Yeah. Why not? Why stop?
I've actually never watched.
No, I've never seen an
watched
episode.
it, so-
I don't know. It's just a hospital show, is it? Or is
Yeah.
it? And they're all sleeping with each other?
Yeah. I think there's also spin-offs and stuff
Oh, wow.
to do with it.
There's a whole
Yeah,
Grey's
there's-
Anatomy
Yeah. It's a whole world.
cinematic
I think
universe.
Station 19 and 911. I don't know, Chicago something. Yeah, there's a whole, I think there's 4 or 5 different
Wow, okay.
spin-offs.
It's just one thing we'll never get sick of is hospital drama shows. They just keep pumping those out.
Yep. But who I wanted to mention was Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, yes.
Who is...
Little cameo at the end. And then the narrator as well. I picked up her voice straight away. The first time I heard it, I'm like, that's Sigourney Weaver. That's definitely her.
Yeah. So she has a little... I think they just wanted to bring in a horror icon to be the director because I think Jamie Lee Curtis and Bruce Campbell were also... I think they were their top picks. She was their third pick.
Not bad for a day's work.
But yeah, Bruce Campbell couldn't do it.
I think he was doing Burn Notice or something
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
time. That's not a bad show. I don't know if I could take the serious tone if Bruce Campbell was there though. But it's really, I don't know. If you heard his voiceover, you were kind of almost laughing a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it would work. But it's also the fact that Evil Dead is definitely a very big influence on this movie.
Yeah, completely. Yeah,
Because
the cabin and
the cabin. I think there's even a molesting tree in one of the
yeah.
in one of the cubes.
I've never. Have you seen the tree rape scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have seen the Evil Dead movies.
I think it was the second one. I think that happened in. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
Lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
Who the hell are you?
Name's Ash. Housewares.
Did we say
Yeah.
who each of them were? So they all fit into these archetypes, but throughout the movie you kind of realise that they're kind of forced into those archetypes.
Yeah.
So Jules, who's actually she's a med student. she's actually pre-med. They decide to make her the whore.
Or they bleached, gave it something with the bleached
Yeah,
hair
they
she
make
did.
her dumber by bleaching her hair.
Yeah, it reminds me of something Sigourney Weaver said in what was the Star Trek movie, Galaxy Quest?
Yeah, yeah.
And she had to wear that wig.
Yeah.
And I remember her saying something along the lines of she just felt her IQ just completely drop the second she put that wig on.
Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm going to do it, okay?
And that's pretty much what, I think the guy who's a scholar, who they call a scholar, at the start, doesn't have glasses, and then you see him sitting down reading with glasses on. So it's they're kind of creating the archetype that they need.
See, I found he's a little more convincing of being following the stereotype that he's been programmed to be, and I think most of the characters kind of do that. The only one I didn't buy was the Chris Hemsworth one, and I think the extra shout out from Marty kind of was trying to sell it more, but I wasn't buying it. That he's acting like a jock. I didn't really think he was acting like a jock though. I'm not sure what he was doing to make him think that.
Maybe there were some cutscenes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Speaking of cutscenes, do you want to talk about my super cut?
Oh yeah. We'll talk about.
Okay. So I was just really curious to know what the film would be like if we were to cut out everything
Well,
from
if it was edited differently so that you don't see the underground facility.
What are they called anyway? We never really get to hear their name.
They don't. They call it's underground.
Can we call them the Initiative?
Okay.
From this point on, just call them that, the Initiative.
The Initiative. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
The underground military facility.
Yeah.
From another.
Hoarding all these mystical monsters. Yeah.
Yep. Sounds very familiar.
All right. So basically, I was just wondering because when you watch this film, it's kind of is a movie within a movie. Like you're kind of watching the Cabin in the Woods movie with the Initiative story in there at the same time. So I didn't spend a lot of time on it. I just thought I just want to do a little quick edit. All right. And when I say I didn't spend a lot of time, like when you're doing editing, you can spend so much time. I did this in barely 20 minutes. Okay. A quick 20 minutes. And basically just cut out all the scenes of the references as best I could to the Initiative. So you just only see the characters in the Cabin in the Woods. So I kept everything in where they meet the guy, and I missed a couple of little parts, but otherwise it was pretty much its own little self-contained movie. And I was actually surprised how well it worked. Like it wasn't very jarring between the cuts, cutting between the scenes of them in the woods and then the Initiative, and cutting that out. It wasn't like the sound was chopping or anything like that. Most of it was surprisingly seamless. I didn't do anything creative with it. Just cut that part out, and basically had our own, just over an hour, I think, mini movie, and pretty much ended it. As soon as the final girl gets attacked on the pier, and then cue 9 Inch Nails.
But what I said is that you could almost edit this movie completely differently, where you don't see, maybe you see. I think you left in a few little bits and pieces here and there, like the.
Yeah, I wasn't thorough. I was just skimming it. Just whenever I saw them, just cut it out. And I saw I did miss a couple.
Yeah, if you keep in all of the when the pheromones are being released and those kind of weird little moments that don't really make much sense, you keep them in, and then you get to the scene with Dana, and then he comes in and saves them, and then they go down, and then you see that there's this whole facility. Yeah. Underground would have been a completely different movie.
Yeah, I mean, it would have
if it had have just been edited differently.
I mean, we would have lost a lot of exposition, sort of doing it that way.
Well, I think you lose a lot of the fun of the movie.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The movie itself wasn't that great when I edited that. It was just a typical horror film, but I was just surprising how well it worked. It did work though as a film. Like it was short, only just over an hour. It was a little tricky with the force field. That's probably the only part that I found I wasn't sure what to do with. Again, I didn't really want to spend a lot of time doing it.
As I said,
so because you saw the bird at the start fly into the force field, and then at the end when he rides into it, I kind of cut it to make it look like he just fell down, but you could still see the force field. So like, oh fuck, whatever, you know.
Yeah, but I think if you had have just had those little nods that there's something weird going on, and then at the end you see like the full facility, but you don't meet like the characters of like Stinson and Hadley or Lynn.
Yeah.
Like if you don't meet any of those characters.
Yeah.
It's a complete, as I said, it also completely changes the movie.
Yeah, it would. I mean, you could probably like sort of edit those parts from the start back into the film, but again, look, you lose so much. You can't. I mean, the speakerphone moment. You know, I mean, that's just brilliant. Love that scene.
What do you mean by the speakerphone?
When he's on the speakerphone with the redneck guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The Harbinger. But the funny thing is that the Harbinger was trying to warn them about Marty, not about Marty being immune. And the whole thing is that they have to make a choice to continue on after heeding
Was
the
he trying
warning.
to warn him, was he?
Yeah, they were like he was like saying that Marty nearly ruined the whole thing.
How?
Can't remember, but the Harbinger is trying to warn them about Marty not behaving in his archetype.
Okay. Oh, I didn't pick up on that one.
Yeah.
I know this because he had a confrontation with her because he was rude to the girl because he called her a whore.
But he jumps in to defend her. And that's I think what he was trying to say was that Marty's not acting in his archetype.
Right.
The fool doesn't jump in.
Yeah.
To protect.
Okay, right. So it was meant to be Chris Hemsworth to do that.
Yeah.
But he kind of did, but not really, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, anyway. But it was the fact that the Harbinger also warns them and they don't heed the warning either.
Yeah.
It wasn't all by your numbers. The fool nearly derailed the invocation with his insolence.
The Ancient Ones see everything, and they will not be...
I'm still on speakerphone, aren't I?
Oh my God, Mordecai!
All right, let's go to the cultural impact of this movie.
Right, well, that's something I was sort of thinking about.
Because I actually think this has had a bigger impact than you would realise.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
Go on.
I might need to talk about the history of horror film for a minute.
Okay.
In order
History
for this.
lesson coming up.
Well, no.
All right.
Well, I just need to have a little bit of
All right, go on. Give us some
chat about-
context. Come on.
So, in the 1950s and 60s,
I wasn't born then.
yeah, most horror movies were sort of shaped around Cold War anxiety. So you get Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Psycho, Night of the Living Dead shifted into, sort of these psychological and social commentary kind of horror movies. By the 70s and 80s, you get the slasher with, with your supernatural.
And your hammer horror.
Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street, where the horror becomes more graphic and more youth-focused.
Yeah.
Because that's also who was consuming these films as well, is mostly a young audience. By the 90s, we get the self-aware satire horror movies from Scream.
Yeah.
Which deconstructed the slasher formulas while delivering scares. By the 2000s, it had horror films had splintered into three extremes. So we get torture porn,
Oh, yeah.
found footage,
Yep.
and Asian horror remakes. I'm just talking about American horror movies at this point because Europe and Japan and Asia had their own thing going on, which I'm not going to get into because they were also doing interesting movies. But yeah, so you got your torture porn movies with Saw and Hostel, found footage, The Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity.
Diary, was it Diary of the Dead, I think? Was it the George Romero one?
Yes, yep. And
Cloverfield by our director, Goddard.
Yeah.
He wrote that.
Yep. and Asian horror remakes like The Ring and The Grudge.
Yeah.
And the remakes were awful. Then comes in Cabin in the Woods, you know, late 2000s.
Bit late to the party, maybe.
But it's rather than merely parodying horror tropes, it dissected them. And the film occupied a unique space as both a love letter and a critique of the genre's history. It acknowledges a long lineage of ritualistic horror storytelling, characters sacrificed for the sake of the audience satisfaction, while exposing that cycle as mechanical and morally hollow. The Cabin in the Woods stands as a postmodern capstone to nearly a century of horror evolution. It arrives at a point when audiences had grown deeply familiar with the genre cliches, and it uses that awareness to hold a mirror to the entire system of horror filmmaking. The movie doesn't just tell a scary story, it asks why we need them, what we demand from them, and what that says about us as a culture. What came out of these movies is elevated horror. Started to come out with Blumhouse and A24.
Yeah.
You started to get these. Then they weren't relying on the old cliches of horror movies.
So you think of films like
The Babadook.
Babadook. Yeah.
Get Out. You know, where you've got social commentary. They're more psychological horror movies as well.
Yeah. Less about the gore and all that, and more about the psychological impact of the story.
Yeah, so I feel like this movie, as at the end of this movie, like it's a very nihilistic movie where the whole world gets destroyed pretty much because we don't fulfill the ritual. But it feels like it's a reset of the horror movie genre as a genre. Like it feels like this movie reset horror movies. And that's when we started getting elevated horror movies greenlit and made, and realizing that you could do so much more than just having them as these voyeuristic gore fests, pretty much.
And usually sort of slightly erotic titular sort of things happening in the film. It kind of makes me think about that. What's that biopic movie? The one with the Wreck-It Ralph guy.
Yeah, I know the one that you mean. Yeah, and it ruined biopic movies.
It sort of lifted the veil on the tired old formula that those films had been doing. And even other media like Rick and Morty really shed a light on the heist films and how the contrivances in them and the stale formula that they all follow that we're all kind of sick of. And it kind of exposes that. And I feel like this film kind of does something similar. It's probably, I don't know if it's as mean-spirited in that way as well, where it's kind of, as you're saying, holding a mirror up, but it's also kind of doing that, haha, you guys fucked up sort of thing of pointing at the contrivances in the film that don't make any sense. You know, let's split up, those sort of scenarios they always bring up in those movies and even all those tropes in general, that don't make any sense.
But then, like why do they always drop the knife?
Why do they drop the knife?
Why do they drop the weapon?
Yeah, exactly. So pointing those out as well, and you I don't know if I will call that mean-spirited in a way, because it does feel like they're pointing out saying, haha, you fucked up and, we're on to you. But yeah, maybe sometimes you do need a reset, and that's probably not a bad thing. And then what we get from that can be even better, and probably for the better. I think you're on the money with that one, Eddie.
Yeah, and as I said, like those Saw movies, like how many did it get to? Like they're still making those.
I don't think they even have numbers anymore. Like they gave up.
Like they just, they're up to 15 or 16 of those movies, and it's the same thing again and again. Like even and it's just. Yeah, torture porn. There's no actual formula other than let's show the most gruesome.
I mean, I felt like the first two were pretty good. The first two were pretty solid.
Yeah. Oh, I loved the first Saw movie when I saw it because it was so different to other cliched horror movies.
Yeah.
But then it became
But now
it became the fucking template for
Yeah.
every single movie afterwards. Like, how gory can you go?
Yeah, how gory can you make a death? What sort of weird contraption can you make?
Not
that
realizing that what I actually really loved about that movie was actually that you could get out of it if you worked out how to get out of it. Like it was sort of that kind of the mind games behind it,
Yeah.
not the actual gore.
Yeah, I know. Then it became about the gore. Then you have like films like Human Centipede where like, oh God.
Yeah.
Where it's just like how low can we go?
Yeah. But again, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when I first saw that movie, the issues that I had with it, and it is that, you know, dumb teenagers doing dumb things. In Texas Chainsaw Massacre, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a very long time since I saw that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the teenagers all venture into the murderer's house. like the murderer isn't hunting them or tracking them down. Like
I think you're right.
One of them goes missing, and then they all follow along afterwards, trying to find the rest of the people. And it all starts out. I think two of them walk into the house. They just walk into this person's house.
I think I can remember a scene. I think it's Leatherface like holding his hand, and it's almost like, why do they keep coming? And thinking of another film, which very, very similar to this.
And in his head, he's probably rightfully killing these teenagers because they're just walking into his house.
Yeah. Yeah. And just thinking of another film that sort of really fits this critique as well is, and it's a film that's probably largely forgotten, is Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, I love that movie. It's hilarious as well. Like, I think that also is another movie that kind of pushed into the creation of elevated horror because it also plays with all of it really makes fun of all the tropes.
I think one line is the character says, "Why do these kids keep running up to me and killing themselves?"
Yes.
So if you haven't seen this film, it's got Alan Tudyk in it.
Yeah,
so you know, another Joss Whedon alum, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And basically, it's these two rednecks, and it's kind of like they're the villains, but the kids keep doing stupid things in front of them and killing themselves. And they're just sort of standing going, "What the hell is wrong with these kids?"
What is it? One of them, they come up to them. I think he's chewing on some food, and they come up to ask him a question, and they can't understand what he's saying, and they think he's like trying to kill them, like he's like being really creepy, but he's just got like a mouthful of like gummy, like I can't remember what it was, but yeah.
Yeah, it's totally like the whole misunderstanding thing, and it's like the kids are following the tropes themselves, and they're kind of like the fourth wall breaking characters. Tucker and Dale, they don't have no idea what's going on, but they're kind of seen as the redneck evil guys, but they're just like nice. I think they also keep putting their foot in their mouth, like something like he says to the cop, "Oh, we're just going up to the village for some man time, if you know what I mean," or something like that. And the cop's like, "What?" And he's like, and Dale's like, "Oh man, what are you saying?" You know, I think what's that? The
Harbinger.
No. It's like the stereotype of the redneck.
Yeah, inbred
redneck. And who rape people or something like like
Deliverance.
I was thinking of Deliverance. Yeah, that's the film.
Hills Have Eyes is another one that.
Yeah.
I think that's what the Buckners were based on. The Hills Have Eyes. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, ancestral people.
Yeah, like those ancestral mountain. Towns apparently that exist.
Me and Dale here, we're going to go fix her up. Maybe do a little fishing.
Do a little fishing?
He's been striking out with the ladies. I figure a little man time might do him some good.
What do we move on to? Visual aesthetic and tone?
That's very 2010s, I guess. It hasn't dated too bad, I guess.
Stylistically. There's nothing particularly...
memorable about it or unique,
but it didn't take that what a lot of those movies started to, is that sort of that grotty, I don't really know what you call it, like the 9 Inch Nails grotty look of horror movies that came about.
Well, the cabin's like really small outside and it's fucking huge when they're in there. It's a nice, it's got a basement, like two basements as well. One was like not where the other one was.
Yeah.
It almost looked like a miniature, the house, like when they filmed it. I'm almost like, is that like a little like Lego house they've got put it on the ground there?
Well, it also has sort of the contrast between the rustic cliche cabin setting and then like a sterile corporate control room.
Yeah.
kind of that duality, I guess, you have going on.
Well, yeah, we also have that sort of mysticism versus science
Yeah.
element to it that that Joss had sort of done with Buffy with the Initiative, which really felt like out of his playbook. I mean, it just felt like that was a continuation of that. That's what the Initiative were, and then became this. You could almost believe, you know.
Yeah.
And also the inability to control it, I guess, as well, also plays into that. But the whole scene at the end with the elevator scene is very reminiscent of the scene in Buffy when the
absolutely.
Almost shot for shot. You could cut a little bits from that.
I did do that.
You did?
Because like even with the TV screens, you've got a scene exactly like that where you see all of the creatures on the TV screens in Buffy. Yeah. So yeah, well, the tone of this movie also is between it's a comedy horror movie pretty much. Like you know, this deliberate tonal whiplash reflects like the film's thesis on horror.
Yeah, it's definitely sort of a Joss Whedon signature theme that he does.
Or it's within his writing because there's a lot of this witty banter.
Well, there's a scene where she's a final girl, and they're sort of saying, it's not. She doesn't have to die, but if she does, it's okay. But if she survives, it's all right. And then, oh my God, it's killers! You know,
Dracula. Yeah.
So, because the film sort of starts with that guy who's like on his first day.
Yeah.
So that's like your audience insert character.
Yeah.
So you're getting the information as he's getting it. So that this facility, but he does seem to be aware of what they're doing. To some extent, a little more than the audience, though.
Yeah, and he's kind of a bit horrified by the betting, like how people, how the staff aren't really taking it very seriously when it should be taken way more serious. It's what makes this film enjoyable is actually those lighter comedy elements, and it's why I love this movie so much. Is those lighter comedy moments, even though the theme of it is quite like, even though it has a much deeper thematical presence, so to speak. Yeah. All right, themes and metaphors. Our next topic.
What do we got? Lots of themes, lots of metaphors.
Yeah. So, control versus free will. The technicians manipulate events to maintain the ritual, mirroring filmmakers shaping stories for audience satisfaction. The characters struggle for autonomy parallels the audience's desire for originality in an overused formula.
So, like...
Well, you have the technicians, as I said, they're electrocuting the knife so that she drops the knife.
Yeah.
That's not free will.
Yeah.
For the whore, Jules, she has to take her top off. She has to take her top off.
We have to have gratuitous nudity. That is a...
Yeah. So, and they manipulate that scene so that she takes her top off.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like they turn up the heat. They turn up the pheromones.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't want originality. She's not allowed to go back to her friends.
Yeah.
Sacrifice and the audience expectations. The film suggests that the suffering of characters is both a ritual offering to ancient gods and a metaphor for the audience's consumption of violence. The gods' hunger for blood represents cultural appetite for spectacle.
So could you say the gods are the audience?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's what...
Because in that scene with Jules, it's like, we're not the only ones watching.
Yeah. Wink, wink. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it becomes quite clear that she has to take her top off.
Yeah. I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Genre awareness. Each character embodies an archetype: the virgin, the fool, the athlete, the scholar, the whore. But the script highlights how these labels are imposed rather than innate. The critiques both genre writing and societal pigeonholing. Yes. When I think of other horror movies, the virgin and the whore, I even think the virgin one could be, like, I think that they've kind of changed that now to it being the final
girl. Yeah, just the final girl.
But yeah, there's always the whore, and she's always killed first.
And it's usually like, It's that same scenario.
She's always
where,
the sassy best
well,
friend.
but usually like they're having sex and she hears something.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? And the guy's like, no, I didn't hear anything. I think I even remember a Hale and Pace skit doing this. This is like in the 90s.
Yeah.
Where he's coming with he's got like a electric meat cutter. And he's walking in the background and he knocks a plate over. And she's like, what was that? And he's like, oh, it's probably nothing. And he knocks like a huge vase over. Like, I thought I heard something. Oh, it was probably nothing. And then he like accidentally turns the radio on. And he's like, I'm sure I hear something,
Yeah.
So I'm a little confused because we don't get much of what the ritual was in the other countries. But the Japanese one, they didn't have like the scholar and it seemed to be all children.
So she said it was different for every culture, but it required youth. And a lot of the Japanese horror revolves around kids.
Okay.
Creepy ass kids.
All right. Well, they're usually the villain, aren't they? Like the girl with the long hair and stuff.
But they'll often be attacking other kids or teenagers.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's generally, I think all she said was the main thing was that it just wanted youth.
There must be at least 5. The whore, she's corrupted. She dies first. The athlete, the scholar, the fool, all suffer and die at the hands of whatever horror they have raised, leaving the last to live or die as fate decides. The virgin.
Me? Virgin?
We work with what we have.
Collapse of the system. The final act, where order breaks down and all the monsters are released, serves as a visual metaphor for rebellion against formulaic storytelling and the entertainment industry's control.
It's such a great scene, that, isn't it?
Yes.
Like the slow build up to it as well, where you hear you actually hear the noise of the elevators, the little rumbling noise that they make.
Yeah.
And then the ting, and then the guy's like, oh shit. And then just bang. All fucking hell breaks loose. It is just insane. And even a comical cadaver leg falling from the ceiling with the comical timing when they look in there, just plops on the ground.
Yeah. So, and I do feel like this movie changed horror movies. So, yeah, it really does critique, the voyeuristic nature of horror movies. We are the ancient ones, I guess. This movie has this very, very nihilistic ending as well.
Yeah.
And I have seen people say that Marty he didn't make, in what normally would have happened, is Marty would have made the noble sacrifice.
Yeah, noble sacrifice.
And killed himself.
Yeah.
But he chooses not to do that. He's like, why do I have to die? And he's just like, maybe it's time for a reset.
Yeah. Well, it does seem very arrogant on his behalf because they're going to die anyway.
Yeah.
Like, he is going to die. So he can, as you said, you can die for them.
But it's the fact that it's a horrible system. Like, why should you should not be putting people through this system. Let humanity die. Like, this is not worth it. Because remember, they're doing this ritual in multiple countries around the world. Like, this isn't just them torturing and killing people. Like, this is something that is going on and on and on. Like, it's like, let's just put a stop to that.
Is that his decision to make, though, to end the whole of humanity?
Well, it is a little selfish, but then again, like, well, the other thing is like the whole facility's been destroyed as well.
Well, they could rebuild.
Even if he does, like, it would have meant that Jules would have had to have rebuilt the facility and put people through the torture that she was put through.
Yeah, well.
It has the ending of, we are going to clean the slate.
Yeah.
It also means that you cannot do a sequel or turn it into a franchise, which is what happens to a lot of these movies, is they become a franchise.
Yeah, so definitely put a stop to that.
Yeah.
Society is binding, right? It's filling in the cracks with concrete.
Everything's filed or recorded or blogged, right? Chips in our kids' heads so they won't get lost. Society needs to crumble. We're all just too chicken shit to let it.
I've missed your rants.
You will come to see things my way.
So I want to talk about the director.
Mm-hmm.
So who is she?
The director.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing she's just the person in charge.
So does she...
I'm guessing she's the direct contact with the gods?
Below or above? Are there gods above as well?
No, they all seem to be below.
Yeah.
So...
And as you said, rewatching it again, you notice something different. And something I noticed this time that I hadn't noticed the other times is when Marty first supposedly died and they pulled the lever, the whole place seemed to shake like a little mini earthquake had happened.
Yeah.
So because he hadn't actually died.
Yeah.
So that was signaling to, which they didn't pick up on either, which is kind of weird, that something was wrong.
Yeah.
So I thought that was quite interesting. I had never picked up on that before. Had you?
No.
Is that a new one, what I mentioned?
Yeah. Like, I think, maybe I think I noticed that in a previous watching. Yeah, as I said, this time around, it was the knife.
Mm.
Did you want to get into is there anything else you want to?
Just let me...
It's going to talk more about Blumhouse and A24 and kind of also why horror movies got a little resurgence. As this was kind of a reset, but I think what helped it was Blumhouse because their strategy is that they throw like $5 million at these young up-and-coming directors to write and direct a horror movie.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they must have a whole ton of movies that just sit on a shelf. And they find out what works and what doesn't. But when they get a hit, they get a hit.
Yeah. And because the budgets are usually so low, the turnover is quite high.
Yeah.
So that's instead of spending $200 million on some big, huge superhero film that sinks, the risk is quite low because they don't sink a lot of money into it.
And that's the other thing is that the film industry at the moment, they're not making mid-budget movies anymore.
Yeah. It seems to be the A24 and Blumhouse that are sort of leading the way.
Yeah, they're not making, like, you've got your independent ones that are making your low-budget ones. But, yeah, there's none of the big studios are making mid-budget movies. So the only sort of place where you can make these type of movies are with Blumhouse, pretty much.
That film, Oculus film, I think, was that
that's
Blumhouse? Yeah.
It's either Blumhouse or A24, I can't remember. But both of those studios are doing amazing things because they're not... doing like all the main studios at the moment, all they're doing is reboots and sequels.
Yeah, but as you said, giving younger, the next generation an opportunity to sort of to make something.
Yeah.
So you need that
training ground.
Yeah, exactly. It's your training ground. Exactly. They've got to come from somewhere. They can't go, but sometimes they have done that where they have made that small budget film and then gone straight to the big blockbuster film, and it hasn't worked well.
But that's because there's no mid-ground.
There's no
mid-ground anymore. Yeah. You can only go from working on a small budget movie to a $200 million movie. There's no middle training ground anymore to work your way up to. And you do end up with a couple of disasters because of that.
Fan fall stick.
Yeah. So, and what was that last Star Wars movie?
Abrahams did that.
No, wasn't it? No, was it the middle one that?
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that guy. Yeah.
I do actually like him. But when he thrives in the middle ground.
Yeah.
And he's done some amazing films that are middle ground movies, which I think Netflix and Amazon Prime are starting to actually create now. But for a long time, there was absolutely nothing in the middle ground.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. All right.
Get into question time then, Eddie?
Yeah, we'll go to question time.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Okay, Eddie. I will be reading the questions today. All right. So our first question, Eddie, which character was your favourite?
It's got to be Marty.
Yeah, Marty was great.
The fool who's not very foolish.
Yeah, and he was kind of almost an audience insert character in some ways as well, pointing out the contrivances of, we should split up. So why would we do that? Why is that a good idea?
And don't read the Latin.
No,
I'm drawing the line. Whatever you do, don't read the Latin.
don't read Latin in front of the books. Is that?
That's a Joss.
Librum incendere and expect. Sound I don't speak Latin in front of the books.
LOL moment, Eddie. Well, there's a lot in here, so
there's a few, but I think the best one has to be the Merman. Because it has this really great setup.
Yeah, and the payoff.
So you have it's set up that Hadley always bets on the Merman, but it's never been the Merman. No one ever picks the Merman.
And Chris Hemsworth is holding the conch as
and
well.
Then,
he's holding
and he nearly blows into the
he kind of did blow in it, like just,
but not a proper,
but not in the actual horn way. Yeah, I think he just sort of blew in it,
and then at the end he gets killed by the Merman. And I think they warned, the cleanup on those is really bad, and then they show why, and it's because the Merman will eat you, and then it just sprays blood everywhere. What's your?
Well, I did really like the speakerphone sort of conversation they have. So when he's talking to the guy and he's rambling on about the other.
Am I on speakerphone?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I like that one. Yep. Next question, Eddie. Favorite action sequence?
I think it has to be after the monsters are all let loose, and you just see like all the monsters on the TV screen, like that kind of and as all the control room people kind of scrambling. Yeah,
and you see everyone being killed by different. Was there a Patrick Bateman character in there apparently?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Right. I missed that one.
And killer clowns.
Yeah. Pennywise and
references to there's a lot of Hellraiser.
Yeah. That's a big one.
The dolls as well, which are from that Strangers movie with the doll masks.
Yeah. Oh no, it's got to be the elevator scene. Like, that's just great. I love that.
See, well, I did that for the next one.
Well, I've got that for the next one, but they're both kind of they're both there though. I can't really.
Well, it's more the aftermath of the elevator scene is a good action sequence.
All right, Eddie, next question. Most iconic or favourite scene?
Has to be the elevator door scene where the monsters enter the building.
Yeah.
It's probably what this movie is most famous for as well.
Yeah.
Or even the pulling back of the when you see all the cages as well.
Yeah.
There's
so
iconic,
many. Yeah. It's kind of weird to think how all those ones would sort of fit into the cabin in the woods, because the Buccaneers, it seemed like they were really set up because there was all pictures of them and stuff everywhere in the cabin or down below. Like it seemed like they probably lived there. Yeah, anyway, maybe. Yeah. So it's definitely that's what I had as well. So yeah, love that scene. All right, next question, Eddie. Most iconic or favorite quote?
It's got to be either from Dana at the end with the I don't think Kurt even has a cousin. And okay, I'm drawing a line in the fucking sand here. Do not read the Latin.
It's all the Marty quotes, isn't it? They're the best ones.
Oh no, Dana says that.
Oh,
I don't
Dana,
think
sorry,
I don't think Kurt even has a husband. Has a cousin. Sorry.
God, plot twist. All right, mine, Marty. Yeah, I had to dismember that guy with a trowel. What have you been up to?
I think it's the way that he says
His delivery on that is just so bizarre.
It's hard to explain because he does it sort of like I had to disassemble that, like he's been through some shit. The way that he says with a trowel.
Yeah, I had to dismember that guy with a trowel. What have you been up to?
With a trowel.
I do love how the hand's like still alive and
it keeps walking around.
And then the scene where they kill the cop or they kill that security guard, and then you see the hand like just sort of squirm up and then just start like grabbing his face. Yeah. It's still going.
It's still going.
Yeah, that's great, that scene.
Yeah.
All right, next question, Eddie. Who gets the wooden spoon?
I'm going to go with Lynn, the Amy Acker character, because she was the one who was in charge of the chemical manipulations.
Okay.
And it was the fact that they missed his stash.
Right.
And it was inoculating him from all of their...
bit of a mass oversight, isn't it?
Yeah, bit of an oversight. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I can give it to anyone particular. If I could say the initiative in general, maybe it seemed like they had opportunities to sort of fix this. I don't know how they missed the death. Like, I'm not quite sure with all the cameras and stuff that they didn't see that happen.
Yeah.
And another thing on a rewatch that I noticed is they were having issues with their equipment, like with the blowing up of the bridge.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's because Marty was fucking around and shorting the system.
Yeah, that's how they realised.
Like they couldn't blow the bridge up, and they were having issues with that. And some other little things they said they were having issues with, and I'm like, don't worry about it, So, taking up, their own hubris got in their way, I guess. They thought it was all said and done. All right, next question, Eddie. Who gets the Oscar? Ooh.
I'd give it to Drew Goddard, the director.
Oh,
and
okay.
writer.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, might give him the...
What's funny, because we didn't mention before how the release of this film, it did a lot of film festival.
Yeah, a lot of...
Like a lot. It pretty much was a film festival movie for a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
Before it released, and it did win
a lot of that's how a lot of independent films get distributed.
Yeah,
is how it is received at these festivals.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Bram Stoker Awards?
No.
Have you heard of them? It's awards for horror films. I've never heard of this. It won a couple of awards for that. It's been going since the 80s, I think. So the Bram Stoker Awards, for horror films.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
George Romero's won a few of them. I'm not sure what you call them, the award. That'd be interesting. Look, what do you reckon they call it, Eddie?
A Draki.
A Draki. A Draki. A Draki. I like
that.
Like
a Razzie.
Yeah. A Draki. A Draki, yeah. A steaky? No? A steak? No. Who would I give the Oscar to? Well, that's a pretty good call, actually. I feel like Fran Kranz is the standout performer.
As we were just saying, like his delivery on that, had to dismember him with a trowel. Like it's that he's been he's been through. Like we've seen what Dana's been through.
Yeah.
But he lets us know what he's been through with just that line.
Yeah, it was great. So I think I'll give it to him. Oh, another factoid. That bong he had, the coffee.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
So apparently that was an actual functioning bong. Apparently it cost $5,000 to make. Not sure how well it worked as a baseball bat, but it looks pretty convincing.
Yeah, yep.
So his bong saved the day.
Yeah.
Because that's also another little trope, is you find people who usually use drugs are usually the ones to die.
Yeah, because most horror movies are morality.
Yeah, the morality, because they've
because
sinned. Yeah.
There's always the drug user.
Yeah.
As I said, there's always the virgin and the whore, like the whore and the Madonna.
Yeah.
Like there's always got to be the good girl and the bad girl.
And Madonna's the good girl?
No.
Okay. You said the whore and the Madonna.
Yeah, the Madonna is the mother. Like
okay.
Jesus.
Oh dear. All right.
The Madonna and the whore. Sorry. Anyway.
Okay. All right. Moving along. All right. Final question, Eddie. What do you rate it out of 10 using something from the movie?
I'll go 9 out of 10 ritual sacrifices.
Oh, nice. I went 9 dismembered hands.
Yes. We both gave it 9.
You both gave it 9. Yeah. I mean, it's not a perfect film, but great.
As I said, it's we rewatch this movie a lot because it's so rewatchable. Like that's why we love it. And it fits in with the theme of this podcast because of how rewatchable this movie is.
Yeah, it's great. A great rewatch. Yeah. So, well, I guess on that note, Eddie, shall we wrap it up?
Yes.
Yep. All right. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed listening to us tonight. We are Nerd Subculture. My name is Jarrod.
I'm Edwina.
And Eddie's got some things to say.
Oh, shit.
Do you?
I'm in the wrong thing.
She's not going to say anything.
You can find us on TikTok, Instagram.
All right, just share, subscribe.
Share, subscribe.
Whatever
share
that.
it with your friends.
Yeah, that's great.
Anyway.
All right, that'll do. Yeah? All right.
Are we going to maybe... I might discuss with you what we'll do next time.
Oh, okay. All right, don't tell them, all right? It's between us. All right, till next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Society is binding, right? It's filling in the cracks with concrete. Everything's filed or recorded or blogged, right? Chips in our kids' heads so they won't get lost. Society needs to crumble. We're all just too chicken shit to let it.
I've missed your rants.
You will come to see things my way.